Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, or welcome back. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Caterina, or Cat for short, and in today's Pick a Card reading, our topic is events that will brighten your day. Once you choose your card, you can find the timestamps in the description box below, which will take you directly to your reading. And if you want to book a personal reading with me, you can do that on my website, which is also linked below. Please remember that is the only way to book any of my services with me. So if anyone reaches out to you, just know that that is not me. All right, so today I have 3 cards laid out for you. And this is how you'll choose your group today. So each group has the Sun card from a different deck. So I'm going to go through the cards as well as your crystals. All right, group number 1. This is your Sun card from the Good Karma Tarot. And you also have the Tiger's Eye Butterfly. Group number 2, this is your Sun card from the Light Seer's Tarot. And you also have the Tiger's Eye Cat. Group number 3, this is your Sun card from the Tarot of the Witch's Garden. And you have the Tiger's Eye Turtle. Please take your time choosing your card or cards. It's perfectly fine to choose more than one if you're drawn to more than one, and I'll see you in your readings. Hello, group number 1. You have the Tiger's Eye Butterfly, and your card is the Sun card from the Good Karma Tarot. So I'm going to put this back in the deck, and we're going to start off with your oracle cards. What can you tell us for group number 1, please? Events that will brighten group number 1's day, please. All right, what else can you tell us? All right. So we have number 413 and synergy. So it feels like things are coming together for you, and it could be in, I'm feeling synergistic ways. Things are just magically being drawn together, because I'm feeling like the sun right here is kind of like a magnet for all of the stars around here. And so I feel like something is coming together. And I just heard full circle also. So something coming full circle could have meaning to you, or it could have meaning later on in your reading. But yeah, I feel like something is gaining energy, something is gaining momentum, and things are about to come together for you. Okay, and then we have number 420 and relax. Okay, well this makes sense, because remember I saw things coming together. And it's kind of like a magnet where everything is like, so the center is right here, which is the sun right here. And it's just like everything is attracted to that one thing. And so Spirit says you can relax, okay? Everything is in perfect order. Everything is coming together. And I feel that the way these events come together, the way all of these elements of whatever it is that's on your mind come together, I feel like it's really going to brighten your day. Because first of all, you're going to see, wow, everything really did come together. But then you're also going to see how it just almost couldn't be any better than how it all came together. Okay, and with this flower here, I feel like there is something that's just about to blossom in your life, something that's about to take off, and you don't need to worry about, is this going to happen? Is everything going to be done on time? You know, things like that. Yes, everything's going to come together at the perfect time. And you can relax and breathe easy. And if you can't relax now because you're so worried about this, Spirit is saying that you will be able to relax once you start to see things coming together for you. What else can you tell us for group number 1, please? Events that will brighten group number 1's day. Okay, I feel like those. You have success, number 47 and success. So is number 4 important to you? Because you have 413, 412, and 47. And do you see here all these stairs? So do you see how all the stairs came together to get you to this point down here? You see what I'm saying? Everything is coming together. Yeah, something's coming to like completion. Remember I said something's coming like full circle? And I'm feeling that in this card where it's kind of like you started in one place and you're ending, well, okay. So it's like full circle, but it's like you started here and you're ending exactly where you pictured yourself ending up, okay? And I feel also with relax and the clouds here, I feel like there was some sort of worry or some sort of chaos or something that was blocking your view of how things were going to come together. And there does seem to be something you were worried about timing. Like, is this going to be done in time? Is this going to happen in time? And I'm seeing that, yes, it absolutely is going to be done in time for whatever you needed it for, okay? And, you know, it's interesting that we started with the sun card for, you know, to choose your card, because I feel like the clouds were blocking the sun here, and so you couldn't see how everything was coming together. But now that the clouds are parting, Spirit is trying to show you, look, this is why you can relax, okay? Because whatever it is that you have going on, you are going to be successful. And then we have number 31 in leadership. Isn't this interesting that it kind of looks like there's a storm going on here? Very, very choppy water down here. But what's coming through? The sun. I mean, this is so amazing. There's also something with the lighthouse here where I feel that the light will be shown on something, like the light will be coming down and showing you exactly what you need and exactly how things are going to come together for you. With leadership, do you feel, I don't know, I'm getting a feeling like you might feel like you took on too much, or you made promises that now you're thinking you can't keep them. And that could be promises to other people, that could be promises to yourself. But yeah, I feel like there's something here going on where you're worried that it's like your responsibility. But what I'm seeing is that everything's going to come together just perfectly. And there's no reason for you to worry. Although it is a little tricky. I do feel a tricky energy here, because if you're trying to navigate through these waters, I mean, it's no wonder you're anxious right now, because that's pretty scary. But look at the difference here, okay? You're going to get through this. What can you tell us for group number 1, please? What is the most important thing that group number 1 hears from this deck, please? It is this one right here. Okay, waning crescent moon, surrender, restoration, and trust. Okay, this is kind of what we have been talking about, right? So surrender and relax, that's very similar, right? Restoration, so whatever this storm is bringing in your life, it's going to be restored, okay? You have synergy here. So any chaos is going to be restored. And I just keep hearing, you're going to finish on time. You're going to finish on time. Trust, right? Trust and relax. I feel like those two really, really go very well together here. Yeah, I feel like some of you may have been put in charge of something with leadership. Some of you took the reins on your own. And it's almost like you want to prove something to yourself or to someone else, and now you're worried like, oh no, I might look like a fool, or I might look like I don't know what I'm doing, or what if I don't complete this goal that I had for myself when I said I would. But I'm seeing like you can trust and you can relax and you can surrender to the process, because everything is going to work out for you and it's going to brighten your day. Okay, when you start to see that everything is under control and everything is coming together perfectly, you're going to feel much, much better. What else can you tell us for group number 1, please? Group number 1. Okay. The 9 of Cups. Do you see how we have relax and trust here? This is a success card. This is a dream come true card, a wish come true. You're hitting your goal here. And I feel there's a lot going on. Look at all these cups around you, and there's different things on the cups. Are you waiting for a piece of information? Why do I feel like you're lacking a piece of information or communication or something like that? Maybe things are outside of your control with leadership. Maybe somebody else has control and you're trying to get control of the situation. I feel that's also possible here. Number 31. Are you trying to finish something before the end of the month, or before the end of, any month? It doesn't have to be when this comes out, but any month in general. I feel like you're going to, because with 31, so this could be the end of the month, or this could just be pointing to what I was saying earlier, where you have a deadline or something like that, but I feel like you're going to reach that deadline. So yeah, you can rest assured that everything is coming together. And what's interesting, this cup here has lightning on it. Okay, so there's definitely like you're weathering some sort of storm here. You're going to get the communication that you need, or you're going to be able to communicate with other people in time for things to come together. Okay. Yeah, you see here, there's some sort of celebration. Everything comes together and it's so much more, it's just like very lighthearted, like you're celebrating something here. And it does involve some like other people or something like that. I feel like you're building relationships with other people, you're building connections with other people, and I feel that everyone is putting an equal effort here. If there's other people involved, which it definitely feels like there are, or there will be when everything comes together, like I was talking about with your very first oracle card. So yeah, so things come together, and it seems like there's something transformative going on here, where whatever this process is that you're creating, it's something that's going to last for a long time, because I feel that you're taking care of the details, within this leadership card, and either you are or you're working with other people who are, but you're playing a critical role in this whole situation. But because you're not just like rushing through things, because you're taking time with the process, that is exactly why things are going to, it's like I'm hearing things are protected, things have a very strong foundation and strong base to grow from this point forward. So we have the 3 of Swords. Okay, so I feel that this 3 of Swords is pointing to the energy that you're carrying with you, worrying about if this does not work out, or if you don't accomplish this thing in time. And I feel, it feels like it would be very devastating for you, and I feel that's why there's so much emphasis on accomplishing this and having things come together for you. And I feel that's also why, when we look at the title, Events That Will Brighten Your Day, is because this is how you feel if it doesn't work out, okay? But you will have success. So this is exactly, do you see the opposite here? So it's been a long road, but Spirit says don't give up. Don't give up hope. Don't give up the fight to accomplish this thing. Don't give up on your dream, because it's going to happen for you. Okay. So we have the Seven of Wands. Yeah. So I feel there are things going on that you weren't prepared for, especially because this card is below the leadership card and you have kind of this chaos, because it feels like you were, on a boat in the water, metaphorically speaking, of course. And then all of a sudden the storm came in and the water got so choppy and your boat's going back and forth and you're worried that you're going to, that your boat's going to be overtaken by the water. But you have what it takes to get through this. I feel like you have the ability to solve the problem, to figure out, first of all, what the problem is. Maybe you don't even know what the problem is. Maybe you don't know what the holdup is, or what's, preventing some sort of communication, or, whatever's kind of like stopping the energy from going forward. Okay. And so, yeah, this is unexpected, but I feel like you can think very quickly on your feet. You can evaluate things and come up with a solution very, very quickly to solve this problem. Yeah, and see, so here you have the World card. I feel at this point you've solved the problem and you're actually celebrating something, and then you're moving on. So this is showing that everything is coming together. And it feels like certain things come together at the last second, okay? Which, yeah, I mean, it's going to be difficult for you to relax in that case, but Spirit says you can still trust in the process, okay? And I do feel like you are moving on to some new phase. At this point, moving on, it's almost like you get approval to move on to the next phase of something, because you have proven yourself with the Seven of Wands and with the leadership card. And you did it just in time, but I do feel that how other people saw it or how it was presented, you were presenting to others that they could trust that you had this process under control, okay? Because you were cool, calm, collected, even though internally you may not have been, and in your mind you may not have been, but that's how you appeared to anyone who was watching the situation. Because I feel like this was you internally and this was you externally handling the situation, okay? So I'm seeing that someone is appreciating the way that you've handled something, and I feel like you're being rewarded for that with some type of new opportunity. The Emperor, exactly. Okay. I feel like this is your reward right here. And I feel that this is absolutely going to brighten your day, because for some of you, this is getting a promotion. For some of you, this is, something maybe it has to do with family, or maybe you're involved in some sort of volunteer organization or something like that. Whatever it is, I feel like you've proven yourself to someone or something out there, or you've proven to yourself that you handled this situation perfectly. You hit a goal that you wanted to hit in your life. And because you did that, now you can reward yourself. Okay, so this reward that's coming in here, this could be you giving yourself this reward, or this could be coming from someone else or something else, like a situation, okay? Because, see, if we look at this from your point of view, this is how you felt, this is how you handled it, and this is you looking back at how you handled it, even though you felt like you couldn't handle it. And so I feel that there's a sense of empowerment that you're feeling regardless of what your particular situation is here. And I feel that what is so transformative here, because you do have the butterfly, is kind of like a sense of inner power, inner strength, resolve, knowing that, knowing to trust yourself, knowing to trust your instincts and your intuition. And so with the Emperor, there's you're leveling up in a big, big way. A big way. You're building something. Here, there's this big building down here, right? Or maybe multiple buildings. It looks like a big castle or something. And then here with the Emperor, look at, there's more buildings, only they look different than that, okay? And then the lighthouse. So do you see you have these buildings? So there's definitely something going on here where you feel like just proud of yourself, saying, oh my gosh, I actually did that. I felt a little bit unprepared, especially during these times here. And, you know, you have the leadership, you have the emperor. The emperor is leadership. So I feel like, in a sense, to put it quite simply, you're graduating to the next level of something. So definitely it could be a promotion. It could be, you know, just within yourself. Now you have the confidence to tackle something else in your life, something that's a little bit more challenging. The Page of Wands. Yeah. So this is exactly what I was saying with a little bit added to it, okay? So first of all, you have the Four of Wands in the background. Isn't that interesting that you have the Four of Wands right here? Okay, so do you see how I'm talking about you're building upon what you did before? So we're definitely seeing a visual representation of that with the Four of Wands there. And you're not afraid to try other new things. And I feel here there's a little bit of experimentation going on because this person is cooking, but it definitely looks like there's some overflow from the pan onto the stove. So you may need to tweak some things, right? So whatever it is that you're stepping into, okay, because remember you have the World card here. So there's like one phase or cycle or chapter that's coming to an end. It's closing out very, very nicely, okay? You're wrapping this up, you're putting a bow on it, and you're delivering it perfectly, okay? So then the universe is saying, okay, you ready for the next challenge? And you're saying, absolutely, I am, with the Emperor. So then we get to the Page of Wands, and you may have to experiment a little bit. You may have to do some problem solving and figure things out. But the thing is that in the Seven of Wands, you already learned how to do that, okay? So are there going to be new challenges with this new chapter that you're stepping into? Yes, absolutely. Can you handle these challenges? Yes, absolutely. Is it going to be a process of elimination? It could be something like that, where, because I feel like you're learning something new. I feel you learned a lot throughout this process before we get to the World card. But Spirit is saying, you've got this. And so the way that I'm seeing it is literally like you're getting a promotion at work. That doesn't mean that that is what your situation is, but you can kind of think of it that way, where, you know, you've proven yourself. So your boss is saying, hey, you did an amazing job, you know, these last few months or year or whatever it is. And this one project in particular, that was very, very difficult. So I believe you've proven yourself, and we want to give you a promotion with a raise. And so you could have, you know, I feel that you're very, very excited about this. You may have a little bit of, I don't really want to call it fear, but just a little twang of anxiety here and there, like, oh, I hope I can handle this. But for the most part, you're very, very confident, you know, like, I've got this, I can do this. And with that confidence in what you learned here, you're up for these challenges that are coming in within this, like, stepping up. Okay, so also look at these stairs here. It's kind of like you're going up, right? Okay, then we have the Queen of Swords. So there's something about having clarity with this situation, seeing things. I feel like you learned something and you're building upon that learning, where, you know, like, you'll learn something very basic and you get the basics, and then you go to level 2 and you're building upon those basics, and then level 3, right? And so on and so forth. And there's definitely something where you're becoming a very strong, leader. You know, we have leadership here, but I'm seeing it. You have the Emperor, you have the Queen of Swords. So you have this ability to like, visualize what it is that you want to happen. And then you have this very good talent to develop a plan, put that plan into action, and then actually see that plan coming to life before your eyes. And I feel that you're able to do this very quickly. Okay, especially because we go from the Page of Wands to the Queen of Swords. So I feel that there's a lot of intuition that's going into this situation along with your intellect. And with those two blended together, it's like things happen very, very quickly for you. And this could be something that you're very passionate about, because I feel like you are creating something in your life that you've wanted to see, right? You've wanted to have this particular life, and it's actually like you're actually seeing it come true right before your eyes. And then you have the Knight of Cups. Yeah, do you see what I'm saying? How it feels like you're going after something that you're very passionate about, something that you wanted to see in your life. Because I feel like the Knight took or put the sunglasses up on his head and is now looking at the progress that has been made. And, you know, sitting back, relaxing a little bit, knowing that you're on the right track, knowing that there's a lot of fulfillment that's coming in to your life. And so I feel also what's happening here is it's a sense of like, not really self-comfort, but, you know, with the Three of Swords, I feel like you're looking back at your progress. I feel that you're kind of looking back at the Three of Swords when you thought you would have to give up on this with all this chaos that was going on here. And it was, you know, very, very devastating. And so I feel like that's why this is really going to brighten your day, because you're kind, it's like kind of this warrior spirit, and being so glad that you didn't give up and you kept going and you figured things out. And then you have the Six of Swords. Yeah, this is a very prominent energy that I'm feeling in your reading, where you're moving away from these difficulties. And I don't want to say that you're moving away from the difficulties for good, because I feel like there will be, you know, new difficulties that you'll have to encounter and figure out along the way. However, the level of difficulty and the level of frustration that you had in the Three of Swords, you're moving away from that. So will you have other challenges? Yes, we're seeing it with the Page of Wands with the pans overflowing, but you've gotten past the most difficult point, okay? Where now you know, oh, I got to act quick and I have to turn down these burners. Whereas before you were just like, I don't even know what to do. It was almost like you were in panic mode, okay? So yeah, it's definitely, I do see you going from a place of anxiety to relaxing. And the reason why is because these plans that you had are coming into fruition, which is then allowing you to take more steps within this vision that you have. The Judgment card, very interesting that this is below the World card. And I feel this has to do with the success in you realizing that you can do this. Because I feel you are second guessing yourself. I feel the universe has been cheering you on, and maybe even friends or family have been cheering you on. And I feel that happened at a time when you needed it the most, because I feel there was a point in time in this journey that you're going through in this reading where you didn't, like, I feel you believed in yourself, but I feel that when times got really, really difficult, you started to doubt yourself. You started to doubt the process. And Spirit is saying, oh, no, you've got this. You're going to be fine. You're going to be successful. Just try to relax, breathe through the feeling of being so uncomfortable, okay? And I feel like when you get to this point where you overcome the challenges within the situation and you start to see the light at the end of the tunnel, I feel like that's kind of what the Sun card was for you. And that's why it's going to brighten your day, because it's the light at the end of a very long tunnel, okay? And where your faith is being restored, your faith in the situation, your faith in your abilities, and, you know, things like that. All that's being restored. And so I feel that this whole process is really waking you up to how strong you are and how capable you are of accomplishing all of your goals, no matter how challenging they are, no matter how big your goals are. And yeah, it's just a pretty amazing feeling. Okay. And then, oh wow, I love this. You have the Temperance card. This is so amazing. So this is balance, right? This is everything coming together and feeling confident, kind of like, not only did this come together, but I can also create anything else that I want in my life. So I also feel like not only does it brighten your day, this whole situation and the success that you get from this, but it also brightens your spirit, your soul, your aura. And I feel like there was something that happened that almost kind of broke your trust in the universe, that broke your faith that things were going to work out. And then once you see things working out, either finally or after a very difficult time, it's like your faith in the universe is restored. And so it's interesting that, you have this light coming out here from your body, and it's like, not only did this brighten your day, but it brightened just like your aura. So that is what I'm seeing for you in this reading. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like and subscribe. And if you ever want to book a personal reading with me, you can do that on my website, which is linked below. Thank you so much for watching, and I wish you so much luck. Hello, group number 2. You have the Tiger's Eye Cat, and your card is the Sun card from the Light Seer's Tarot. So I'm going to put this back in the deck, and we're going to start off with your oracle cards. All right, what can you tell us for group number 2, please? Ooh, look at that. You have new beginnings, and look, it's so bright, just like the sun. So I feel that these new beginnings are going to brighten your day. So I wonder if you have been feeling the darkness, because I'm seeing like, it's kind of like light at the end of the tunnel is what I'm seeing. I think that's where that darkness is coming from. And then the 3 and the 3 zeros. New beginnings in 3. So is that a timing? I'm trying to see. There's like information with this card that's not coming out yet. I'm trying to pull it out, and it's just like coming forward very, very slowly. So we might need more information with this card. But the information, or I'm trying to say, the important thing to know is that you have new beginnings on the horizon for you. I feel like this is timing. I really do. I feel like this is timing. So is it, what is there? There's something about 3 months, but I feel like it's a culmination of events within 3 months, where I don't think you wait 3 months for something to happen. I feel like within 3 months, it's like everything kind of comes together or something like that, because it's new beginnings. It's not a new beginning. It's multiple new beginnings, right? So I feel like everything is kind of cumulative, or where like this one thing starts, and from this there's like kind of spokes in a wheel that it's kind of like it sprouts off in different directions, but it's based off that first thing that happens. And then we have number 22 in harmony. Yeah, there's definitely harmony with these new beginnings. So that is amazing. And 22, okay, that's a very powerful number. So for some of you, that number is very significant. Some of you may have been seeing the number 22. Sorry, I'm trying to get these aligned better, and then I just moved the one right out of the frame. So anyway, not only is this going to brighten your day, but I feel it's going to make your heart full. What else can you tell us for group number 2, please? Events that will brighten group number 2's day. Oh, okay. I was just going to take the one, but I think you have 3 actually. And there's, yep, you do. Ooh, oh, look at that. You have the 3 and then you have the 3 cards. That is so interesting. I feel like we need to take the one in the middle. Okay. Ooh. So you have freedom. Now, this is very, very interesting to me. Okay. Here you have the 3 zeros. Here you have number 22, and this is number 23. Wow. So, like I said, you start here, but from that, these other things come together based on this one new beginning. So there's multiple things that are changing in your life, multiple things that are going to brighten your day. And you're getting freedom from something. And remember I told you in the beginning, I was seeing like being in a cave, because I saw what I actually didn't see much at all other than it was dark. And then I started to see like a very small light that kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger as you were going from like the back of the tunnel and going toward this card right here. So you're definitely coming out of a period of darkness, probably a very, very difficult time, a challenging time. And there's something kind of like with a sense of independence that you're getting when you get out on the other side of this. And there's also a lot of movement, freedom of movement for some reason. And then, wow, look at this. So now you have strength, and now you're actually flying on this dragon. And this is number 46. So there's so much movement, but you have your strength back. Some of you may have had some kind of health problem or something like that, and you're getting your strength back. Some of you may have been in a situation that was very, very restrictive. So it could be any type of situation. It could be a living situation. It could be a work situation, a financial situation, whatever it is. The situation is gaining strength. You're gaining strength. So let's just say, for instance, that you are having financial difficulties. Okay. You're getting freedom from these difficulties based on a new beginning. Things are coming more into harmony. So instead of, where you have more bills and more debt than what you're bringing in every month, now that's reversing, where you're paying off your debt, you're able to pay your bills every month, and you are gaining financial freedom. And not just that, but your financial situation is gaining strength so that you could then start saving money. That is just an example, okay? That does not have to be your literal situation. For some of you, it definitely could be. But whatever it is, you're gaining freedom and a lot of strength and power. You're getting your power back. And then you have number 21. Yeah, 21 and flow. So, okay, what is going on here? You have number 21, 22, 23. Very interesting. Is something going to happen for you like toward the end of the month, I wonder? Like the 3rd week of the month is possible? Of any month. It doesn't have to be when the month that you watch this. It could be any month. But again, there's a sense of freedom. Look at the birds here. And then also look at the clouds dissipating so that the sun is starting to come through. So, you have new beginnings, you have harmony, you have flow. So there's a tremendous amount of movement here, okay? Whereas before, I feel like, metaphorically speaking, you were stuck in that tunnel and you couldn't, it was so dark in there. I wish I could show you a picture of what I saw, although it was just darkness at first. But so I guess you can make up your own picture in your mind. I guess it was more like the feeling, because it was a feeling of being stuck and kind of tied down, but it was also hope. Like, I feel even though there was a sense of being stuck, there was also a sense of hope, okay? But there was a lack of movement. So I feel that for you, just seeing that things are starting to flow again in any direction, it's like just start moving, that's fine. I would just feel better if we started moving. Kind of like if you're stuck in traffic and you're just sitting there, You know, like for me personally, if I'm going at least 2 miles an hour, that is much better than just sitting there, like idling, right? And so I feel it's that same kind of energy for you. Things are starting to flow, and this is just the beginning for you. So yeah, I really feel like just the flow that is happening is going to brighten your day. And then once you really step foot into these new beginnings, okay, multiple new beginnings, it is like you feel like you're on top of the world. So much better than where you were. Okay, so we're going to take one card from this deck. Spirit, what is the most important thing that group number 2 knows from this deck? I feel like it's this one right here. Capricorn, disciplined, tenacious, and resilient. Yes, very, very resilient. Absolutely. And I feel like, you know, the discipline, when I felt your energy in that tunnel, and there, remember I said there was a sense of hope? And I feel that it was like your spirit wouldn't allow you to give up. And it was like you had this discipline within your spirit to keep going, to be strong. And with this resilience and this discipline, that is exactly what is getting you through this difficult time. And you're able to come out on the other side. And things are going to be so much easier for you. What else can you tell us for group number 2, please? Events that will brighten group number 2's day. I'm also feeling like with Capricorn, you were very grounded when you were in that tunnel, right? In that cave or whatever it is that I was seeing earlier. You stayed grounded even though you had a lot of stressful things going on around you. And I feel that's why you still had hope, because you were so grounded. All right, let's see what we have here. So we have the Lovers card. Okay, so there's a flow here, right? There's a flow of energy. You can see it. Maybe you can see it now. I'm not quite sure. Maybe there you can see it. How there's this flow of energy around these 2 people, okay? And that's exactly what's happening with these new beginnings. There's this flow of energy. It's very synergistic. It's very, things just kind of happen. Things go together. Things flow together. There's a lot of definitely harmony between you and these new beginnings and any situation that you encounter with these new beginnings. So I feel that what's happening is you're attracting energy that is very, very similar to your energy, your Capricorn energy. Some of you may be a Capricorn, but you have this fighting spirit where it's like, I am not going to give up. This is very, very difficult. And this particular thing may have almost taken me down, but I'm rising back up. I have my power back. I have my freedom back. And I just feel like nothing is going to stop you. And so you're going into situations that could be a little challenging in different areas. I feel like it won't be as challenging as what you just went through, but it's like you're up for the challenge, right? This is exciting for you. It's like, ooh, I did that, I accomplished that, right? You worked your way out of that tunnel that I was seeing you in. You're on the other side and you're ready to embrace life. You're ready to I feel make decisions about what your life looks like going forward regarding like these new beginnings. So I feel like there's multiple decisions you'll be making, contemplating things and getting ready to step into these new beginnings. Yes, look at this. You have the Page of Wands. So I feel that before you make a commitment with any of these new beginnings, you're in control of things and you're saying yes and no to what you want to say yes and no to. So there's a sense of, obviously, there's a great sense of passion here with the Lover's card and also the Page of Wands. I feel like you have your passion for life back, although it never really left you, but it was a little difficult for a while, okay? But now that you are coming back into balance and you have your freedom again, I feel that you're not going to commit to anything unless it matches your energy. And so I feel that you are perfectly fine waiting for these new beginnings until the right new beginnings come into your life. So you're definitely not going to settle for anything. And I don't know if you ever did, but when you were stuck in that tunnel or the cave, whatever it was, I feel that it changed your perspective on life. I feel that because of what you went through and because you pulled yourself out of that, you're definitely not going to accept less than what you deserve. And maybe you never did. I'm not saying that you did before, but it's like, no, I don't need anything. I want certain things, and those certain things must match up to my level or to my energy. And that's exactly why everything is going to be in harmony and flowing, because the energy of your energy and the things coming into your life, they match, they're in harmony. So therefore things flow, and they also gain strength. The Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, I mean, you definitely have new beginnings here with the Page of Wands and the Knight of Pentacles. And this Knight of Pentacles is really confirming what I just said, where you're not going to settle for less. You know what you want. You're building a new future for yourself. I feel that you're laying the groundwork and you're doing your thing. I feel there's a great sense of independence that you have. I really feel it with the Knight of Pentacles, and then I come back to the cat card, or not card, but the cat crystal here, which, you know, cats are very independent. So yeah, it's like you're not settling for less. And it's kind of like, you know what, I'm going on this journey. If anyone wants to join me, you can join me, but you better match up to my energy. If not, you know, it's like you have no place. These things, people, places, things, and situations have no place within your energy field. And I mean, you are so strong. Your energy is so strong and so focused, and I feel that you're building something. You're really, really building like this life that you deserve, this life that you're picturing for yourself, and you're going to accomplish everything that you set out to accomplish. So here's the Five of Wands. This is interesting because, you know, it kind of looks like they're in a cave from a certain perspective, because it kind of looks like they're climbing a mountain here, but then it also kind of looks like they're in a cave. So I feel like you have overcome multiple difficulties, okay, in multiple areas in your life. So, you know, for instance, it could be some sort of health issue, like I said earlier. It could be finances. It could be, you know, personal relationships, things like that. And as you did all of that, as you overcame all of those things, I mean, you were already very, very strong and determined, but it just magnified that so much. And you just don't have time for people, places, things, and situations that don't match your energy. Because I'm telling you, you would leave these things in the dust, okay? You have no time for that. And I feel that you have, okay, I feel you're patient in certain circumstances, but I feel that your patience for especially people who aren't matching your energy, like people who are particularly lazy or doing something with half the effort or something like that, you have absolutely zero patience for that type of situation. However, because of that, you're attracting people into your life who match that type of energy. So if you're going into any new beginning where it requires other people or you to be around other people or other people to help you, like in a group effort, or let's say you're starting a business and you need to hire people, first of all, you're going to be able to see the people who have this type of energy, and you're going to also be able to see who doesn't have that type of energy. It's going to be very, very obvious to you, because it's like once you have that in yourself, you can see it in other people, and you can also see who doesn't have that. Okay. So whatever your situation is, like-minded people, and you're going to accomplish a lot of things with these other people because you're all on the same page. Very, very hard workers. The Tower card. Yeah. So I feel this is representing what I saw in the beginning when I saw like this darkness. And, it's interesting because if we look at this Tower card, it kind of looks like, I don't know if you're going to see it the way I see it, but where this squirrel is, I feel like the squirrel came out from inside this right here. So this is like, I'm seeing it as a visual representation of that cave or the tunnel that I saw you in the beginning. Okay. And then you're coming out of that. So I feel that in this particular reading, with this particular Tower card, I feel that this lightning strike is what is responsible for you coming out of the cave. And also one more thing I want to point out. Do you see there's butterflies here? Okay. There's 4 butterflies. Why is that standing out to me, number 4? Why is that so important? Let me see. Well, you have 21, 22, 23, and then you have 4 here, 4 butterflies. So maybe that's it. And then you have 46 here. Or maybe because you have 3 here and then you have 4 here. But anyway, oops, I just messed up all your cards. So anyway, this lightning strike is, I feel, the catalyst to what ended up brightening your day. Okay. It's some sort of breakthrough that you had that transformed everything for you, that allowed you to escape from this cave. It could have been a flash of inspiration, a flash of intuition, a flash of insight that happened, getting an answer to a problem that kept you stuck. It could have been, something taking off. Maybe you were waiting for something to become successful. And with the lightning hitting this here, it brought you out and it transformed your situation in a very, very positive way because of these butterflies. Excuse me, because of these butterflies. So it's a very interesting situation that you have going on here. Okay, see the 3 of Pentacles? This is what I've been talking about, how you are a very determined person, a very hard worker, very disciplined, very resilient, very intellectual, but also very intuitive. And your energy, it's what I said earlier, you cannot be around people who don't match your energy. It's interesting that you have the 3 of Pentacles here. Look at the 3 Pentacles and look at your New Beginnings card. Okay, isn't that interesting? Very synchronistic. So I do feel like there are people involved in your new beginnings, and it could have something to do with work or accomplishing something in your life where you need other people to assist you or to help you, or you're part of a team or a group or something like that. But you're all on the same page, okay? I was getting the same thing with the 5 of Wands. Everybody is working very hard. Everyone is doing their own thing. Everyone's very independent, but it's also like this independence, everyone has their particular thing to do. And it's kind of like, a kitchen in a restaurant. Everyone has their own station. Everybody is getting their job done. And it's very synchronistic how the meal just magically comes out all together. Everyone at the stations, just gets everything done at the right time. And so it's that same kind of teamwork, that energy that I'm feeling with a situation that's in your life. And it's like, I feel like you're celebrating these people and these people are celebrating you. But there's such a flow to the energy of who is around you in your personal life as well as your work life. There's just new beginnings all over in your life. And so everything is very harmonious. So we have the King of Pentacles. Look at how happy this King of Pentacles is. So I definitely feel like there's loyalty coming into your life. You know, I don't want to say that you demand certain things from people, but and I don't want to say you require things from other people, because that's not really what it is, but it's also that if people aren't putting in the same amount of effort that you're putting into things in anything that you do in your life, you're choosing not to be around those people. So you're not demanding anything, but you're observing, and you are only around people, places, things, and situations where you see a reciprocal energy, where you see a harmonious energy. Because after coming out of that cave, you don't want to waste any time. I feel like you feel like time is precious. Every day is a gift, and you want to do things that make you happy, and you will be doing things that make you happy. I wouldn't be surprised if some of you are starting a business or something like that, because I feel like you have employees, some of you, not all of you, or, you know, co-workers. It could be co-workers for some of you. But with this King of Pentacles, I feel like you're attracting very loyal people, the same energy that you have, and you're building something together. So let's see what else we have here. The Moon card. Okay, so this is very similar energy to what I was seeing at the very beginning in the cave. Okay, only now here you're underwater. So I feel like you're rising, you're coming up, and difficulties that you had, they're absolutely coming to an end. And so when you come out on the other side of this, I feel that, excuse me, I feel that you might not know, hold on a second. Okay. So when my throat does that, it usually has something to do with releasing something that has negative energy to it. Which is interesting, it's happening as we're talking about you rising above your problems. Whatever was holding you down, it's no longer going to hold you down. You're releasing this. And when you come out here, okay, I feel that it's kind of like you need to get your footing back. There's kind of like, okay, what am I doing from here? And that's what we're seeing with the Page of Wands, where you're kind of exploring things, saying, okay, let me see how I feel about this. Let me see if this thing will work. And if that doesn't work, let me try this. So definitely I am picking up on your intuition. I feel like you have creative solutions to how to get things done, because I feel like you're kind of starting from zero, right? So this is actually making a lot of sense now. You're kind of starting at zero and you're building your way up, but this is what is so important about starting from zero. I don't mean you're starting from zero from like literally everything in your life. I mean, some of you may be, but you're starting here, and look at what happens. You're attracting everything that you need to make things work. And where do you end up from zero? You end up as the King of Pentacles. This is one of the most successful cards in the deck. Okay, so you're truly building this new life for yourself, and you're going to figure out things as you go along. But Spirit says with the Moon card, as long as you listen to your intuition, as long as you let your heart guide you, you're going to end up in the right place. I mean, the energy that I am feeling in this reading so far is so powerful and so completely opposite of where you were in the very beginning. So the Page of, I'm sorry, the Page, why did I say the Page? The Five of Swords. Look at this, okay? This is a visual of the beginning of your reading, which is this right here, where you had to figure something out. You felt stuck. You felt like there was no movement, okay? And something was a headache. Look at what happens over here. You're rising above your problems. You're coming out of the darkness. There is success here. So you are winning. Okay, you're overcoming problems and difficulties. You're figuring something out. There's also freedom here, okay? So just remember this here, okay? You're coming out on the other side. And slowly but surely, with the Knight of Pentacles, you're rebuilding your life. The Queen of Wands, look at this, you are back, okay? Look at from this energy where you were so stuck, right? And then you have the success here where you climb that mountain. And then it's like, oh my gosh, I climbed that mountain, and you're so inspired and you're so happy and you're so happy that you're free now, okay? So also look at this. You go from the Page of Wands to the Queen of Wands. So here you're kind of exploring these new beginnings and what it is that you want to focus on. And then when you get to the Queen of Wands, you're such a bright light that you're attracting all these other bright lights. Okay, so you're attracting people, places, things, situations that are going to be very, very loyal to you. Okay, and here's your cat, by the way. You have a cat right here. You know, and you have your cat in the very beginning. So people, places, things, and situations that are very loyal to you, and they share your energy. And your energy, your vibration, your aura, it's like a magnet for exactly what you need. The Queen of Pentacles now. Oh my gosh. See, you have this confidence. You have this way of knowing that things are going to work out, and things do work out for you. You're building a new life for yourself. And you're also building a sanctuary, I feel. A place that, like, all areas of your life, I feel, with the new beginnings here, all areas of your life are something that you create. I feel that there are no holes in your life. I feel that you have, you know, at this point, you're achieving everything that you wanted to achieve. You've risen from the Tower card, okay? You've risen from that darkness. You're very, very successful. If you had any difficulties with money, okay, those difficulties are going to be gone. It is going to be a slow process, okay, definitely. But you have the Three of Pentacles, then you have the Knight of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles, and the King of Pentacles. So this could absolutely have something to do with work, or this can just be representing that you're rebuilding your life in particularly 3 different areas. And there's also, remember before when you were kind of stuck in the cave, right? Well, now you're in control. You're in control of every aspect of your life. And that's why I feel like some of you are starting your own business or making your own money where you're not working for someone else, because you're in control. Like, I feel like you're in control of your schedule. You're in control of your finances. You're in control of just really everything. Okay, let's look at your last card. The Nine of Swords. Okay, so your worries are coming to an end. And also what's important here to know, if you're still climbing out of a situation, right, and moving into this energy, Spirit says that you're going to be okay and you can relax. You are going to get out of this situation. You're not stuck. You just feel like you're stuck. But I feel there's something about, I feel like you don't have freedom right now, and that's what's really like hurting your soul. But Spirit says that you're getting your strength back, you're getting your freedom back, and it won't be like this forever, okay? These new beginnings are going to brighten your day, not just your day, okay? That's what we're looking at, is events that will brighten your day, but this is truly going to brighten your future. So that is what I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please like and subscribe. And if you ever want to book a personal reading with me, you can do that on my website, which is linked below. Thank you so much for watching. Hello, group number 3. You have the Tiger's Eye Turtle, and this is your Sun card from the Tarot of the Witch's Garden. So I'm going to put this back in the deck, and we're going to start with your Oracle cards. What can you tell us for group number 3? All right. So we have 999 and release. Ooh, so I feel something that's going to brighten your day is a new beginning, because you're at the end of a cycle. Like, you have 999, so you're at the end of a cycle. And I feel that this is going to be a great relief for you, because something about this was causing you a bit of anxiety. And I feel maybe a little bit of fear, because it was something that I feel you wanted to release this, I feel. But I feel that there is also a little bit of anxiety with starting something new. But I feel that you're going to be pleasantly surprised by the events that take shape after you release this particular thing and when you step into this new chapter of your life. So let's see what else we have for you. We have 2134 and achievement. Well, this is interesting because I feel that you're going to achieve something after you release something, okay? Because I feel you are very limited over here. So something needs to be released in order for you to achieve things. And I feel this has been a slow process. I feel that's why you have the turtle here. But Spirit says, don't worry, you are going to achieve everything that you need to achieve. But I feel that something was kind of out of order. You know, when we look at the 2134 instead of 1234, like, for some reason that is standing out to me. So I feel this came in, something that you need to release came in to kind of change the trajectory of things, and it slowed things down. But that slowdown is coming to an end because you're about to release it. And then you will be able to achieve what you originally set out to achieve, okay? So yeah, this makes sense. These are, you know, kind of the events that will brighten your day because you're releasing something that's going to be a great relief to you. And then you can continue on here with what you originally set out to accomplish. What else can you tell us for group number 3, please? Group number 3. Oh, okay, is that 2? Energy. I feel like you're getting your energy back. Absolutely. Because here I'm feeling like there's a lack of energy. And you want to achieve something, but you can't because this hasn't been released yet. So look at this. You're getting your energy back. You're getting your power back. Look at everything coming together here. And also, this is number 17. So number 17 is the star card in the tarot deck. So you have great achievements that are coming in for you. Great accomplishments are on the horizon for you. And look at how it's brightening your day. See, do you see what's happening here? You're releasing something and you feel free. You can breathe again. You're no longer tied down. You no longer have constraints. And you can also, so you can breathe easier, but you can also think easier too, because I feel here, this eye in the middle here, I'm getting such a sense of, it's like anxiety. It's like buzzing with too much caffeine or something. And it's making me nervous. And so that nervous energy is dissipating for you. So then you can concentrate on what you're trying to achieve here. Enthusiasm, number 18. See, you're getting your energy back, your enthusiasm. There's massive transformation happening here. Look at all of these butterflies. That is so amazing. And what's interesting also is this is number 18. So you have number 17 and number 18 here. And remember how it was very prominent to me that this card is out of order. Instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, it's 2, 1, 3, 4. And the reason for that is because of this card right here, But this is coming to an end, 999. That means you're at the end of a cycle, right? So then once we get over here, after you've released this, things are back in order, okay? Things are flowing again. The energy is moving again. And so there's a process here. And, you know, there is something a little mysterious at play here. So this could have come in for a reason to keep you distracted or busy or something like that, because it was something to do with timing, things aligning. But Spirit says that you won't have to worry about this for much longer. This period of waiting is definitely coming to an end for you. What else can you tell us for group number 3, please? What is the most important thing that group number 3 knows from this deck? All right. So we have fixed, action, momentum, and dedication. You see what I'm saying? So you're being released from something, and it's no longer going to affect what you're trying to accomplish, okay? There's action, because, you know, all of these butterflies, I feel that there's a lot of time here. So if you add up all the time that all of these butterflies were in a cocoon, right? That's a lot of time, but it wasn't time wasted. I feel like there was something that you needed to finish here. It could be some kind of karmic thing that you need to finish here. So there wasn't any time that was wasted. There's divine timing happening here, and there's a huge transformation. And when this transformation happens and it picks up energy, okay, there's momentum, and you're very, very dedicated to these changes that are happening in your life. You are going to achieve something that you wanted to achieve. What else can you tell us for group number 3, please? Events that will brighten group number 3's day. Thank you. Okay. Now, before we look at this card, what I was hearing as I was shuffling is that once you release this situation and then you move on to achieve this here, it is very stable and nothing moves it, okay? It's very fixed. It's like very solid. It has a very, like a solid structure. So basically what Spirit is telling me, because I don't know if you understood any of that, is that this won't happen again, okay? This seems to be something that needed to be completed, some kind of karmic thing or something like that. Okay, so when this is gone, you have this left over, okay? And this won't come in again to disrupt the flow of your energy, okay? And I feel why this happened is because it needed to happen toward the beginning of a situation or the beginning of a cycle within an ongoing situation, because you needed to just clear this out of the way, okay? You didn't want to get any further into this situation here without releasing this. And it may have taken a little while to completely complete that cycle, but Spirit says once it's done, and something like that will not happen again the further you get into this here. And therefore, that's why what you're working on with this achievement is so strong, because nothing can disrupt it in the future. Does that make sense? All right, so here we go. Oh yeah, and then you have the Strength card. So yeah, I mean, this really speaks to what I just said. Maybe I should have waited till we looked at this card, because I probably would have put 2 and 2 together when I saw this card. There's also a great sense of protection with when you go forward. As soon as you release this, see, this is what I'm saying. So you have the mama bear here and the 2 cubs, okay? You're very, very protected from something interrupting your progress, very protected. And there is a sense of healing also that happens once this thing is released from your life. And when you go through this healing process, I feel it's a little similar to the caterpillar going into the cocoon and going through this metamorphosis. I feel you come out much stronger on the other side. And I feel also that you kind of have a different perspective on things, because I feel it's kind of like you're softer and more nurturing, but at the same time, you're also more particular with people, places, things, and situations that you allow into your life. And I feel that's another reason why you're not going to have any more disruptions, because you are not going to allow that to happen again. And then you have the Knight of Cups. Yeah. So you are so much at peace once you release this. I feel this was distracting you. I mean, it literally was, because your numbers are different here. So it was a great distraction, but once that is released, you have your energy back. You have your focus back. You also have your plan back, because I feel your plans were on hold for some reason. But with the Knight of Cups, you're pursuing something that you have an interest in. You have this like energy around you that is allowing you to move forward with these plans that you had. Or, I mean, you always had the plans, but I feel like they were on hold for one reason or another. And now there's a great sense of grounding within this plan and within your energy. Because there was something about your energy that was very, very off here. Like I'm getting, when I look at the energy of this card, it's a very, very uncomfortable anxiety that I'm feeling. So that is going away. There's so much grounding happening here, so much healing. So you have the Seven of Wands. So what this is telling me is that you're rising above any problems that you had. You're releasing those problems. You have your spirit back. You have your passion back. And you also have, I think that you're seeing things from a different perspective also. And I feel that's what happened here with the Strength card, where you have a different perspective. So you're very nurturing and caring, but not to everyone or everything. You're very selective now, I feel, and you're not letting energies affect you the way that they could have in the past. So it just feels like you're like 100 times more focused than you were before. And I feel like you were very focused before. This feels almost uncontrollable, but you took care of it and it's gone. And then you have the Two of Cups. Yeah, so with this Two of Cups energy, things are coming together for you. Things are very synergistic. Just like with this Enthusiasm card, how all of these butterflies are together here. So things that match your energy are around you, okay? And I feel that the Two of Cups is also showing that you're making progress with the Achievement card. So you are definitely taking steps and taking actions that will lead you further into accomplishing this goal that you have. And so I really feel like what brightens your day is this release. That's what starts it, and then you get your energy back and your enthusiasm. The Five of Cups. Okay, so this release is necessary because it was holding you back. There's nothing here. It's like there's nothing left in this situation. And you're not really losing anything, okay? You were losing something over here. And see, it's interesting to me because when I look at this energy and I look at the release, I get such a sense of anxiety and I feel so incredibly uncomfortable that I'm not sure why we have this Five of Cups card here, because it seems like you might be holding on to something, but I feel that there's I mean, it could even be a karmic tie that you have with someone that was holding you back, or a situation that you felt obligated to stay in or something like that. But I feel it was draining your energy. I really feel like it was draining your life force, and it was certainly distracting you from moving forward with a goal that you have. Because if you look here, these cups down here that are overturned, there's yellow, there's red, and there's green. So I feel like those are your chakra colors that have been drained from your body from this situation, okay? So there is definitely a sense of healing coming back to a place of focusing on yourself and focusing on what you want to see happen. There's also a bridge here, so I feel like you're crossing over something that was difficult to let go of for one reason or another. And nothing is lost here. You have these two cups that are not overturned. And then look here, the Knight of Cups has an even bigger cup. So you're not losing anything, and I feel that there's a valuable lesson within this situation in the release card. And I feel that it'll take you a little bit of time to fully comprehend what that lesson is. But I do feel that it has something to do with being very discerning with your energy, with who receives your energy, who and what receives your energy. So being more selective, I feel. And then you have the Six of Cups. This is an interesting card, very, very interesting card, because the Six of Cups is actually underground. So there's a couple things going on here. I feel that, first of all, there is some sort of karmic tie to the release card. However, when you release that particular situation, I feel that it reawakens something within your soul. And it has to do with you achieving this particular thing. But when you come back to this thing, you have more power behind it. You have more energy behind it. And it's more likely to turn out for your highest good than it would have been if you still had this going on here. So things are being karmically cleaned up with this release card. And it's also, so it's releasing you from karmic ties, basically, to a person, place, situation, or thing. And things are coming into balance again. Yeah, it's something that is really, really connected to your soul growth is happening here. So let me see what else we have. The Queen of Wands, yeah. So you definitely get your power back, because I feel with the Six of Cups, you went really, really deep into your emotions, really deep into connections that you've had with certain people. And I feel that you are possibly correcting karmic connections with people and possibly a place, because I keep feeling like there's a situation or a place that is fixed and completed and your karma is done and everything kind of heals in a sense. So then after you do all this over here, because the Five of Cups is absolutely connected to the Six of Cups, there's something very significant going on here on a spiritual level. And then with the Queen of Wands, you're back in your own energy, okay? And you're ready to take action with something that was put on hold, which is this right here. And I feel that you're going to be rewarded for taking care of what you needed to take care of, which is the release card. And you're also going to be rewarded because of your focus and your dedication to whatever this is that you want to accomplish in your life. And it's also the perfect time. So nothing is going to pass you by as you're dealing with this release card. So just remember that everything that is meant for you is still going to reach you. The Queen of Swords. Interesting that you have the Queen of Wands and then the Queen of Swords. So this is definitely ushering in a new time for you, because if you see the leaves are falling here, So there's a new season upon you, a new chapter, new beginnings. And this is also showing me that you are no longer, and I don't know, something about this release card, I feel like it was, something was wasting your time. And some of you may feel, and this is why Spirit said this a second ago, some of you may feel like something was going to pass you up or pass you by, but Spirit says, no, 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 that's not going to happen. Okay. But with the Queen of Swords, you have this ability to disregard things that aren't lining up with your energy and your purpose. Okay. So you're going to be very, very discerning going forward in your, it's like you're more, I can't talk, you're more focused than ever. It takes you a minute to kind of get back into the groove of things, into the groove of this goal that you have going on. But I feel that once you get back into it, once you step back into that energy, things start to shift very quickly for you and things start to happen. Yeah, see, so here's the Hanged Woman. And this is you trying to figure things out. This is you being in that place of kind of like suspension while you're here in this release card. And I feel that it's causing this sense of anxiety. Like some of the Hangman cards look just fine, but this person looks a little perplexed, a little bit uncomfortable. Now, there is a snake on this woman's leg here because this is the Hanged Woman, okay? So there's huge transformation that's coming in from, this is a huge life lesson over here. And I feel you truly had to get this out of the way because it would have disrupted your action and your momentum over here. I mean, I feel that it disrupted your momentum a little bit, but it happened at the beginning of this new cycle, like I said earlier. So it's not causing a huge, huge disruption. But you did need to take some time out to release things and fix things and figure things out from that point. But do you see, this is why this event is going to brighten your day, because you are being released from being in limbo, from being stuck in place, from, I feel it's kind of like you were waiting for someone to do something or something like that. And then it may have gotten to the point where you had to take the initiative and walk away from something because it just wasn't working out for you. You weren't receiving anything. I can't believe what I just said. And then you get this Eight of Cups, because this is literally walking away from something where you're no longer receiving anything from the situation. At one point you may have, or this could have just been a reconnection with someone or something in this lifetime, and you needed to release that karmic tie. And you do release that karmic tie. You move on from this situation. And I do feel like there is some sort of hesitation because of the Five of Cups, okay? And it may take you some time to work up the nerve to say goodbye to something, to walk away from something. But Spirit says that you are going to achieve this. You will be successful in releasing something, and it awakens something in your life that could not come out because there was so much dark energy over here. And not like scary, it's just like anxiety or something like that. So look at the difference between the release and the energy card, okay? Literally night and day. So here, you know, with the Five of Cups, the Hanged Woman, and the Eight of Cups, it takes you a minute, and the Turtle here, it takes you a minute to gather the courage. But you do it, and I feel that you're not alone. I keep feeling like you have support around you, just like the Strength card here. You have the Mama Bear protecting you, and you move forward. And see, this is what you walk into, this new beginning, this new opportunity. And what is so interesting on the Hanged Woman, remember I pointed out there's a snake on her leg, and then here there's a snake on this person's hand here. So there's huge, huge, huge transformation happening here, okay? There's also a bridge. Remember you had a bridge here in the Five of Cups. So I feel this bridge is appearing when you release this here. And I feel that this bridge is also very fixed. It's a very stable, sturdy thing that will always be there as guidance is what I'm hearing. So your passion is back and you're able to now focus on your life again. All right, let's look at your last card. The Page of Wands. I love this. You have the Queen of Wands, the Ace of Wands, and now the Page of Wands. You are just like full of ideas. Your spark is back. And you somehow have the green light to go forward with something. I feel that if you were looking for answers before and you couldn't find them, you couldn't figure out how to start something or how to get something moving or something like that, I feel that was all because there was this cloud hanging over you, okay? But once that's taken care of, everything is flowing. The energy is flowing. Look at the energy here, okay? And your ideas take off. This new beginning that you want for yourself takes off. There's nothing to slow it down anymore. It's gaining momentum. And I feel that this situation, the universe is as dedicated to it coming into your life as you are to seeing this happen in your life. So this was a very interesting reading. I wish you so much luck with releasing whatever this is that you need to release and stepping into who you're supposed to be and, activating this achievement here. So I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please like and subscribe. And if you ever want to book a personal reading with me, you can do that on my website, which is linked below. Thank you so much for watching.